CRESTA. I guess somebody at Platinum forgot to turn off caps lock. You can probably tell by how I'm always sneaking the soundtrack from Metal Gear Rising into my videos that I'm a big fan of Platinum games. So imagine how surprised I was when I checked my inbox and found an email from them asking if I'd like to check out their unexpected new shmup release, CRESTA. I'd say my immediate response was fairly level-headed and laid back. CRESTA, the newest entry in a series that has laid dormant since 2005. I couldn't tell you much about the games that came before, but I know a Canadian dude with a fondness for homemade pizza box arcade sticks that made a highly informative video about the entire series, including CRESTA. Make his day, go check it out. Besides cool explosions, big bonuses, and a catchy soundtrack, there's something I value very much in a shmup, and that's variety in the gameplay. CRESTA accomplishes this so well that it has been the most fun I've had in a shmup since Jets and Guns 2. You know how Japanese media love their ships with modular docking systems. Well, here you don't play as one ship, you play as three. The Yamato allows you to slow down time and rearrange your ships to best suit the situation. The front ship decides your primary shot, the back gives supporting fire, and the middle chooses your charge attack, a special attack that costs 1/3 of an F gauge. You can even mash the attack button on the drill to deal more damage. Docking system and a giant drill? Yup, everything checks out here. The primary attacks all have special uses, like being able to take out falling boulders for more points, destroying breakable walls or pillars, neutralizing enemy shields, or being more effective against certain enemy types. Staying fluid and utilizing all of your shots is key to surviving, but if you want to survive and rack up some big points, that's when you whip out formation attacks. After collecting the right formation tokens, you can spend one of your F gauges and position your ships to launch awesome special attacks. The upside down triangle formation is especially great at sweeping large groups to earn the most points. And after you collect one of each token, you unlock the invincible Phoenix formation, great for when you don't feel like fighting certain bosses. And the variety doesn't end there. Getting hit after losing your shields will start destroying your ships, but you still get a few formation attacks when down to 2 ships, with an invincible roll becoming available when down to 1. Would you believe me if I told you that there are also special attacks executed by doing fighting game style movement inputs? Because yeah, CRESTA even has that. They unlock as you collect coins, as shown on this sidebar, and as far as I know, there's no limit to these attacks. If you can do the input, the attack will go off. What a great way to raise the skill ceiling. Formations, charge attacks, special attacks, shields. You must be thinking that all this power makes the game too easy, right? No. No, it doesn't. Yeah, sure, my nephew who's barely ever touched a shmup could beat it on easy, but try normal mode and anybody is gonna start sweating once they reach Mercury. And I'm not just saying that because of all the lava. Tight spaces, moving walls, falling boulders. This is where you can really start to feel like you're receiving the Brooklyn beatdown. A 1cc on normal will definitely require some practice in the last couple levels, which is no problem since you can start from them without starting from level 1. Are you all about that high score life? Then CRESTA is definitely for you, because there are more ways to get bonuses than there are people that pronounce Darius incorrectly. Keeping your shield charges full and collecting shield tokens? That's a bonus. Finish a boss with all 3 ships still intact? That's a bonus. Collect 10 of the same formation tokens? That's a big bonus. Taking out enemies quickly, flying through colored rings with the right ships, using formation attacks on these F things? Bonus, bonus. I've never had so much fun aiming for high scores in a shmup, and that was before I tried Caravan mode, a mode that gives you 5 minutes to rack up as many points as possible. This mode kinda became an addiction for me, and before I knew it, I went from rank 26 to 16 to 6 on the leaderboard, and I don't plan on stopping there. First place, baby, I'm going all the way. Wish me luck. The presentation is top-notch too. I wouldn't listen to the soundtrack recreationally, but it does a great job of emulating the sound of old arcade games, especially those bonus jingles. Every time you hear one of those, you know you did good. I've heard some people complain about the graphics, but in my book, I think they're fantastic. The backgrounds look like hyper-detailed pixel art. Just look at how sparkly that water is. Anything I don't like, you might be wondering? Yes, there is. I think the boss fights are weak. They all get recycled and have phases where you can't deal damage, which bugs the crap out of me. This giant ship has 3 portions to destroy, but you get the same waiting periods in between portions every time. And these fights against a rival Yamato or whoever it is are the worst. They're hard, they take forever, and they have too many invulnerable phases. There are a couple fun fights though, like when your rival goes full Megazord, and the final boss. That fight is a treat, and has a theme that I absolutely would listen to outside of the game. Totally worth the build-up. I just expect some better boss variety from a $40 shmup. Ah yes, that's another thing, the price tag. That could be a problem. Let's keep it perfectly real. I think Soul Cresta is one of the best modern shmups you can get. 5 difficulty levels, 2 score attack modes, online leaderboards, and some extra goodies for earning achievements. Based on quality alone, it is worth the asking price. It's just the limited quantity that makes me pause. My buddy bought Devil May Cry 5, and he loves the intricate mechanics so much that he has put over 1,000 hours into it. So if you're interested in the deeply varied and satisfying gameplay along with a multitude of scoring mechanics I've talked about here, then Soul Cresta should be a no-brainer at full price. If you're only somewhat interested, then I'd say wait for a sale. As for the Dramatic Mode DLC, I wouldn't really bother unless you understand Japanese. Asking the player to read text while playing a shmup is kind of a tall order. The shmup scene these days is looking stronger than ever, and Platinum's surprise contribution can only serve to make it stronger, as soon as some people actually buy it and start spreading the word. Soul Cresta is truly a Platinum experience, and it would be an awful shame if they decided to never do this kind of thing again because of poor sales. Thanks very much for watching. I think I've taken a long enough break from my Dragon Quest adventure. Next up is DQ4. If you're interested, please consider becoming a Spooky Scary subscriber, and I'll see you then. This is A Skeleton, signing out.